Welcome back, everybody. Today is Sunday, May 23rd. You're here with Alex, Randy, and we got a special guest today. Our boy Brett.
Yeah.
Our boy Brett's here today. Randy and Brett going golfing after this, so Brett stopped by. Pretty cool to have a Mets fans take here, even though they probably will be very shitty. So anyway, usual stuff this week. We're going to be going over the recaps, injuries, news, stuff like that around the league. Nothing too crazy, normal stuff. So let's get into it.
Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they broke in your soul.
I put hoes in NY onto DKNY. Miami, DC, prefer Versace.
That's right.
All Philly hoes know it's Moschino. Every cutie.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Randman here. Sorry we couldn't get to you guys last week. We missed you guys, but we got a lot of good stuff coming your way. I'm here with my good friend, Brett Bodayle. He's rocking the cheesehead gear if we got any Packers fans out there. I know this is a baseball pod, but let's figure it out with what's going on with Rodgers and everything.
Yeah, let's send Rodgers down to the Bayou. Come be a quarterback for the Saints.
Rodgers for Danny Dimes, straight up. Let's get it done.
Who says no?
Yeah, but anyway, what's going on, Alex? How you been? It's been a week, no recording, but a lot going on.
Last week I posted out my Alex's analysis thing just because I kind of teased it during the week, and so I wanted to get something out. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know how many people listened to it. I don't know if anybody really cared about it, but it was fun. We'll do it again this week at some point too, probably towards the end of the episode. But other than that, just kind of hanging. Got a couple interviews this coming week, Monday, tomorrow at 4. I got one, and then I got another one with the school down in Louisiana on Wednesday. So
Nice. Baton Rouge.
yeah, we got some big week ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of exciting stuff. I know you've been busy with the job hunt and everything, and on this end, coming at you today. It's we're recording on Sunday morning. Little hungover. Was out last.
Yeah, shout out, happy birthday, Haley.
Yes, happy birthday, Haley Murphy. I think my buddy Brett over here is dealing with the same thing.
Yeah.
Couple too much of the too many cups of the juice.
Yeah, a little hungover too. Played a lot of pool basketball yesterday for about like 6 hours.
Looks like you
Yeah.
got mauled by a grizzly bear.
You guys are in vintage 2015 Kane University form.
Yeah,
Yes.
rare form, looking like a bunch of dads at a barbecue.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go to our
So
little
silly.
our little golf outing today. But excited for the episode. A lot of good ball being played. The Yanks are hotter than hot. Mets are hot on Brett's end. I don't know what's going on with the NL East, but it looks like dog shit.
The National League least, bro. It's the least.
Yeah, the AL East is turning into what the NL East is supposed to be.
Yeah, and the Padres are back in.
I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, the Padres are in first place. The Dodgers are in
9 in a
third
row.
place. So
Yeah.
the world is kind of coming around. Things are going back to normal now.
Right.
So, but we can get started. We'll jump right in.
Yeah.
The series recaps. I did the AL this week, so I'll jump right in and cover those real quick for the early week. So starting things off, we just mentioned the Yankees were hot. That started a while ago, but continued in Arlington, in the new ballpark down there. The Yankees take 3 out of 4 against the Rangers down in Arlington. Their one loss came on cold day, which was kind of weird. Don't usually see that. Kluber throws a no-hitter, just like everybody else is this year. The 6th official one of the year. Rangers get no hit for the second time in the young season. Yanks pitching carries them to another series victory, which is the opposite of what anybody would have thought. Moving on, White Sox Twins, some drama, some interesting stuff going on here. Yerman Mercedes continues to rake, but he breaks a rule that doesn't exist and homers on a 3-0 pitch off a position player in Game 1, which angers Tony La Russa, and the Twins throw behind him in Game 2. Twins stink, Tony La Russa stinks, but the White Sox don't, as they take 2 out of 3, and coming into the series with the Yankees later in the week, they were the best team in the American League. Moving on, the Indians and Angels. The Indians take 2 out of 3 from the Angels, and the Indians are good somehow. They sit at, as of Friday, 23-18, 2.5 games behind the White Sox. The Angels continue to struggle despite hitting .450 with runners in scoring position this series. Shohei continues to wow everyone. but Trout injures his calf and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks, and that's just not good for baseball. Tigers Mariners, another no-hitter. This one happened before Corey Kluber, but it led to the Tigers sweeping the Mariners. Two bad teams playing bad baseball, but congrats to Spencer Turnbull. The least talked about no-hitter in MLB history, I think. Felt like no one paid attention or cared about this, and kind of rightfully so. The Mariners are hitting 198 as a team. Rays Orioles, speaking of bad teams, the Orioles get swept by the Rays. The Rays hit 375 with runners in scoring position. The O's hit 375 with runners in scoring position in game 1, but go a combined 2 for 11 between games 2 and 3. Rays scored a total of 32 runs in 3 games and hit 451 with runners in scoring position. There's great offense by the Rays there to help keep the AL East the best division in baseball. Yeah. Speaking of the AL East, Red Sox, Blue Jays were in a battle for first place, a little 3-game set. The Red Sox took care of business, though. 2 out of 3, they won. The AL East is the only division in baseball with 4 20-plus win teams, and I think it's going to be exciting. The Red Sox are shocking the world, and I kind of hope that they keep doing it as much as I hate it. Astros, final American League Series, Astros-A's, another battle for first place, but this time in the AL West. Stros take 2 of 3. Greinke gives the bullpen pretty much a full day off in game 2 as he goes 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, strikes out 8, leading the Stros to an 8-1 victory and giving them a half-game lead in the West. The A's could not hit this series as they went 1 for 18 with runners in scoring position. So, and that'll do it for the AL Early Week Series. Randy, other than the Yerman and Mercedes stuff, we could talk about that a little later. Anything you see that stood out to you?
Yeah, let's go back to Spencer Turnbull for a second. Battle against bad teams. Let's acknowledge, though. I know it's, like you said, the least talked about no-hitter, but Spencer Turnbull is rocking at 2.88 ERA right now. I
did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Obviously not a big-name guy. I don't really know if the Tigers really have any big-name guys besides maybe Casey Mize and Miggy Cabs, who's been there for ages, but good for you, Spencer Turnbull.
The Tigers in years to come, that pitching staff should be good because you got Turnbull, who's I'm looking now. I'm struggling to find his age. I kind of
would have liked to see A's take that series against the Stros.
I do too, but okay. Spencer Turnbull's 28 years old. They got Casey Mize, who's 24. They got other young bucks in there.
They have Scooble.
Yeah, Scooble. That's what I'm thinking of. So they should be good in like the next 5-6 years.
Yeah, the future's bright, but they're just atrocious now.
But yeah, the A's, like A's Astros. Yeah, they are. They really are the Pirates of the AL. The A's Astros. I would have liked to see the A's, but if I'm being completely honest, I like the A's. I really don't have anything against them.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think they're boring. I don't know why.
They do the same thing every year.
I feel like every time I turn on an A's game, like I struggle to watch. It's just boring.
They're a 90-win team, but it just feels like once they get to the playoffs, it's like nobody expects you to win.
Yeah, exactly. Like they last year they won the AL West, and I was not surprised that they lost. No, they beat the White Sox first round. That they lost, I forget who they lost to in the playoffs, but it's the same thing every year. They either they win the division.
The Yanks in the round 1 last year.
No, the Yankees lost to the Rays.
The Yankees beat the Indians round 1 last year.
Yeah, that little play-in game or whatever it was. But yeah, they're boring. I don't know why they're boring. Like I don't mind that they're good, but I'd rather, if as weird as it sounds, I'd rather see the Astros be good than the A's.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to note from last week is that I was at the Orioles-Yankees game. I'm sure those of you that follow us on social media saw my drunk ass making a fool out of myself all over the Instagram page and whatnot. But it was a good time. I got to see Gio's go-ahead home 3-run shot.
Yeah, the pinch hit homer.
Shot. The stadium was nuts. There was a lot of Yankees fans there. Good vibes. Yankee Stadium chicken tenders absolutely dominate the Camden Yards attendees over there.
Everybody says Camden Yards is just Yankee Stadium South.
It really is. There are by far more Yankee fans there than O's. I've been there a couple times now, and that's what it seems like every time you go there. It's A lot. It's that section, the inner harbor of Baltimore. A lot of tourists come in and stuff. So a lot of Yankees fans all over the world come in to see them play. But yeah, they have to step up on those tenders, man. I really feel like it was like a cafeteria chicken tender from like middle school, and it didn't cut it, man. Didn't cut the $12 that I spent on it.
Yeah, too much money for not enough tenders.
Go to Yankee Stadium for the tenders, man. They'll give you more tenders, more fries. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll want to drink more beer.
Yeah, that's the move for the stadiums. That's what they want, more beer.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of stuff happening in that AL, in those AL matchups.
Yeah. What about the NL? What do you got for us?
NL, yeah, we could jump into NL. First, we'll start off with Brett's Mets. Looking to stay hot. Mets take 2-3 here in the series, winning Game 1 on some timely hitting by James McCann. Janesh V. Fargas, who drives in 1 on his first major league hit. Yeah. Brett's laughing over here because he's a Mets fan. He doesn't even know who they're sending up to the plate anymore. They got Cameron Maybin for about $5. What's going on? Somehow they're still winning games. Scary moment here in the first one, though, as Kevin Pillar almost gets his face taken off by a fastball. Hoping for a speedy recovery there. He's pretty badass for making a bounce back like he did. I think, was it that night he was in the dugout?
The next night.
Day? Next
he had a press conference
cheering them on, and
yeah, had a press conference the next day. Was in the dugout the next night.
Yeah, that was that's ballsy for him. Good team guy. That's something that'll fire you up. I mean, it sucks seeing him get hurt, but that lights a fire under your ass for sure.
Absolutely.
So they take Game 1 3-1. Game 2, Thomas Nido is the hero here. He hits a solo shot in the 9th to give the Mets a 4-3 lead, and Brett's guy, Edwin Diaz, locks it down for the save. Game 3, Mets looking to sweep, but the Braves have other plans. Mr. Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr. walks it off and talks it off. His first ever career walk-off home run to steal Game 3 5-4. Mets take 2 out of 3 there. They're rolling on top of the East right now, looking to stay hot.
I never would have guessed that was his first walk-off bomb.
Yeah, me neither. All the home runs he's hit, you would think one of them was a walk-off. Yeah, he's a beast. He's must-watch. So we'll stay in the East here. We got Phillies versus Marlins. The Phils looking to find their identity here. Will they be good? Will they be bad? We'll find out. The results here aren't too good for him, though. Taking Game 1, though, the Phils win it thanks to a 7-run 8th, claiming the lead on a Ronald Torreyes friendly foe, 2-run double. And from there, it was all Phils as they go on a win 8-3. But the rest of the series, the Marlins pitching, as Trevor Rogers, Sandy Alcantara combined for only 1 earned run over 13 2/3 innings allowed. Marlins take 2 out of 3 at the sit. And the Phillies can continue to be, this back and forth. Will they be good? Will they be bad team? So we'll go into a matchup in the Central, Pirates versus the Cardinals. Battle of NL Central here in a quick 2-game set. Cards looking to remain at the top, and the guy whose bat is really helping them get things started in Game 1. That's your guy, Alex, Mr. Nolan Arenado.
Yes, sir.
He hits a 2-run shot in the first, extending his home run streak to 4 straight games. Good for you, Nolan. Cards would rally to win this one 5-2 behind John Gant. Look for him in potentially in Alex's segment later. Jay Flair on the mound for Game 2, almost an automatic dub at this point. He's winning left and right. He throws well. He gives up 2 earned over 6, but the balls were flying out of the yard here. Cards take it 8-5. Goldie has himself a big game, but Nolan's streak ends at 4. Cards get the sweep in the 2-game set and remain at the top of the Central. Move along to another National League matchup here is the Nationals versus the Cubs. A 4-game set here at Wrigley, and a good one for the Cubbies fans out there as the Cubbies blast 3 homers in the first game off their old friend John Lester. Kyle Schwarber homers in his return to Wrigley, but it's all Cubbies as they take Game 1. The bats would stay hot here, knocking out Patrick Corbin after 8 hits and 3 earned. Cubbies would win Game 2 6-3 after getting a decent start from Zach Davies and solid 4 scoreless from the pen. Game 3 of this set saw history, though, as Max Scherzer passes Jim Bunning to hop onto 19th on MLB's all-time strikeout leaders. Scherzer's case 8 over 5, and Turner, Robles, and Soto all deliver big hits to help the Nats win Game 3. 4-3. Nats looking to even out the series here in the final game as a friendly foe helps them get closer to that as Schwarber hits a second of the series, but the Cubbies bats were hot behind Young Jock, Peterson, and Ian Happ, who goes Yabo twice to secure a 5-2 win and take 3 out of 4 at home. And one thing I saw in that one is I think Victor Robles tested positive for COVID after that game. So that's something to look out for. I didn't look too far into it, but maybe some Nats fans out there would know what's going on, and hopefully he gets healthy for them. Then we'll go into the NL West, D-backs versus Dodgers. Quick 4-game sweep here in the NL West as it's all Dodgers in this one. Dodgers hold D-backs to just 6 runs over 36 innings of baseball here. Buehler, Urias, Kirsch, and Price in the pen all shove. Gavin Lux is a big 4 RBI game, hitting a grand slam in Game 2. Dodgers rake their way to victories by way of 3-1, 9-1, 4-2, and 3-2 as they now stand just 1 game back from the Padres in the West. Are the Dodgers back?
Yeah, definitely.
Their pitching has sure been good. Losing Dustin May seems like it's not affecting them.
Yeah.
They got 4 Cy Young winners on their staff? Or
Yeah, pretty much.
three,
Yeah.
and 1 to come with
3, but one of them has 2. So
yeah, exactly. And then we'll stay out west. Rockies versus Pods. Clean sweep here as the hottest team in baseball steamrolls the Rocks, outscoring them 11-1 in the series. The Pods staff absolutely shoved, and the Padres are a game ahead in the West and look to make it 10 in a row. I think they play today. I'll touch into that in the late week segment. But a lot of good stuff there. I'll go over their pitching staff numbers, but crazy this series. And we'll do the Reds versus the Giants here. Series that looked to be a good one. Giants continue their fantastic start to the season here with a 4-game sweep. The Giants bats were alive and well all series, especially in Game 4 where they put up 19 runs. Gosman throws 6 innings of 1-hit ball, and DeScalfani shoves against his former team. Brandon Crawford goes off in Game 4, and the Giants continue to battle at the top of the West. Touch more on that too after we wrap up these. Actually, that's the end of it. So, Alex, anything that stood out to you, Brett? Anything? I know you probably watched that Mets-Braves series.
I mean, the Dodgers are definitely back. As expected. My prediction of the Giants kind of coming back down to earth, I think, is starting to hit too.
They're only a game, and I think they're only
a game and a half out, but they're in 3rd place now instead of 1st place, and the Padres have the best record in baseball. So
I'm still a firm believer that the Giants can get a wild card spot, man.
I think this is the downfall.
Pitching,
yeah.
I'll look out for it, man. I think DeScalfani and Gosman are legit this year.
We'll see, because DeScalfani's got to play against the Dodgers today. He's got to pitch against the Dodgers this afternoon or later this evening. So we'll see what that happens. But I think come trade deadline time, they're going to be sellers. They're not going to be buying anybody. They're going to be getting rid of Gosman. They're going to be getting rid of DeScalfani. Possibly even Longoria if he keeps it hot.
Yeah, Longo's been raking, man.
And I'll talk about it later too, but it feels like it's 2008 all over again. Yeah, Longo's raking, and Scott Kazmir started a Major League Baseball game for the Giants. So
that's crazy.
2008.
There's I want to go back to
what was the Davey Martinez ejection? That was in the Cubs series, right?
He threw
space or something.
Game 2 of that series or Game 3. The Nats got beat up pretty bad in that series, but I think there was a call that Davey didn't like. He went out to first base and literally ripped the base out of the ground.
That's awesome.
That's some awesome stuff you see from your Little League coach, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, that was great. That's like
the drunk dad in the stands who comes down and tells the ump he's trash and rips the bag out.
That's like
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've seen that in the past. I think Lou Piniella did something like that. You've seen managers come out and cover home plate.
Everything that's happened, every funny coaching incident that happened, it seemed like Lou went out there and did.
Yeah.
One thing I want to touch on, sneaky good middle infield is the Marlins.
Now the Jazz is back.
And Miggy Rowe have been phenomenal. I think after the Marlins-Phils series, I saw that Miggy Rowe is hitting 291 and Jazz Chisholm's hitting 301. That could have changed within the past couple days, but in that series, they combined for 7 for 22, which is a 318 batting average, they scored 4 runs, 4 RBIs, and drove in 2 home runs combined. So, I mean, if you're getting that production out of your middle infield, and they're both great defensive players, I mean, what more can you ask for? I personally like watching the Marlins. I think they're a fun young team to watch. Brett, I know probably in your division it's not so fun playing them, but
not so fun, but they're a fun team to watch for sure. I mean, they're explosive, they're young. I really like them.
Yeah, that's what I like about them is they're young.
We're recording this Sunday, so we'll get more into that later. But I'm sure you liked watching at least yesterday's matchup against them, being a Mets fan. But we'll touch more on that.
Yeah, I just looked it up too. Miggy Rose hitting 285 and Jazz is hitting 290 right now.
Okay, so it dropped a little bit, but nonetheless, I mean, we're halfway through, or at the end of May, and they're rocking good batting averages. So
and Jazz is just coming off an injury too. I think he had a pulled hamstring. So
and then another guy in that series that I highlighted was Garrett Cooper. Went 3 for 8 with 3 runs, 3 RBIs, and a homer. So
talk about him later too.
Ex-Yankee there, very brief Yankee stint, but
yeah, we'll talk about him beating down the Mets later too.
Yeah, yeah. Another guy who was hot, Tommy Edman, or as Talking Jake likes to call him, Tommy Edman.
Yeah,
he's to be a Red Sox. He went 5 for 8, 5 RBIs and 2 runs scored in that series. And then we'll hop down. I wanted to talk about the Padres pitching staff.
Yeah. You said you had numbers?
Yeah. I'm going to give them the so good award. They combined for 20 innings pitched, 11 hits, 1 earned run, and 32 Ks in 20 innings against the Rockies. I know it's not a tough task for them to beat the Rocks. Rocks are struggling. They've won 9 in a row now. But those numbers by it was Darvish, Snell, and Musgrove, so the top of their rotation through 32 Ks in 20 innings is that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's certainly not bad. We need my biggest takeaway from that though is we need to get Trevor Story out of Colorado like ASAP.
New York.
I don't care if I don't care if I gotta buy him.
Glaber's been doing his thing.
If I gotta buy him the plane ticket and help him move to wherever he's gonna be, whether it's New York or Cincinnati even or wherever, Texas somewhere, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll help him. Like I just need him out of there, dude. He's gotta go play for a good team. He's too good.
Right.
Too good. They need to just trade him like they did to Nolan. Send him to a contender.
So he was. Their pitching staff was nasty, and then one more guy I wanted to highlight. Well, first off, I want to say congrats, Pujols, on your first Dodgers home run.
Number 668 of his career.
I hope it's a big FU to the Angels because this guy clearly still has some pop in his bat and clearly can still be doing it. I know they got Jared Walsh over there, and we touched on that in our last episode, but
clearly he can still play though.
Yeah, clearly Pujols can still do it, man. They got him playing first base and batting fourth.
It's just I think it was just bad timing with the Angels because you got Shohei, who they're not going to sit, but when he's not pitching, he's not going to play the field because it's too risky for too much injury risk.
And then actually 2 guys. Gavin Lux had where his number he hit a grand slam in that series. He went 5 for 13 and drove in 5 runs on the series.
He hit it. Was it the grand slam or he hit another home run that was like a late?
I think it was the grand. I think that was
the home run. To give the Dodgers a lead or like extend their lead, but it was a timely homer for sure.
Yeah, he was mashing all series. And then one guy for the Giants who I didn't realize how good he's been this year, Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, he could be. That's another guy that come July, I think he might be somewhere else.
Yeah, that dude. It was I think they put up 19. It was like 19-4 the final game of that series. Crawford went 3 for 6 with 6 RBIs. Yeah. A home run and he scored 3 runs. That's nuts. That's like a week's worth of stats.
Exactly. And we're bouncing between the year 2008 to like 2012.
Right
now. Because
World Series, Brandon Crawford.
Brandon Crawford is doing, early 2010 things with
right.
with the bat. You know, the Giants are good again. Scott Kazmier's on the mound. Evan Longoria. It's weird because it's all literally Giants stuff. Like Kazmier throws again for the first time in over 1,700 days, and he's on the Giants. You got Longo who's raking. He's on the Giants, and then Brendan Crawford's doing his thing on the Giants.
Having a Mets fan here, there's one thing that made me laugh here. I think it happened earlier in the week. What did you think of Jacob deGrom playing in a single A game?
Dude, that was hilarious.
Honestly, the best thing that probably came out of that is for the other team to say they faced Jacob. Because there's absolutely no reason
he should be down there, right?
Dude, I mean, it's a rehab start. Like, I get it, but dude, the whoever it was, the Cardinals single A team. I can't remember the exact like town, the name, whatever, but their Twitter was hilarious.
Yeah,
they literally were like, we're facing Jacob deGrom on like less than 24 hours notice, and then they're like doing promotions, like come out and get a beer, like see Jacob deGrom, which is
probably sold out.
You see, the Mets minor leaguers were taking selfies with him.
Yeah, taking selfies.
That's cool, man. Like,
that's what you should do. Like,
you're not gonna see a guy like deGrom come through a high A game.
You got a legend in your clubhouse.
Yeah, exactly. He could have played our friend of the pod, Shane Fontana. He could have been playing team and average. Yeah.
Literally, like if Jacob deGrom's in the clubhouse, you got to take a picture. Like that's legend. That's a legend,
dude. I mean, that's a living legend.
That's exactly.
Like we've said in the past, 10, 15 years from now, we're gonna look back and be like, wow.
Yeah. I gotta find. They had a couple of tweets. The
Mets would
Palm Beach Cardinals is who it was. They had some tweets, dude, that were hilarious. Like just one day ago, good news, we aren't facing Jacob deGrom tonight. Bad news, water is currently falling from the sky.
Oh man,
you gotta give it to that man. That's he took advantage of the key moment that social
media. Yeah, dude, he
shoved too.
He went down there. Yeah, he went down there. I'm pretty sure he ruined like 9, 10, 11, 12 dudes' dreams. Like,
he sent batting averages way down within like, I don't know how long, what he pitched, like 4 innings.
Yeah, no, he didn't throw much. It was just a rehab start. But no, they got tweets like, breaking news, we just got the St. Lucie Mets lineup and there isn't an MLB pitcher starting for them on a rehab assignment for the first time since Sunday. Everything is right in the world. And then the Mets tweeted at him because they tweeted, Jacob deGrom is throwing 102 miles per hour. Someone send help. The New York Mets quoted it and said, we'll take him back now. Sorry for any inconvenience. And then the Palm Beach Cardinals quoted that and they were like, are you though? Are you really sorry?
A lot of humor in that Mets clubhouse between the raccoon rat scandal and this.
Dude, I'm looking now. I didn't even realize this. They had to go back-to-back nights. The Palm Beach Cardinals had to go back-to-back nights facing Noah Syndergaard and Jacob deGrom.
What a story, right?
Upper 90s basketball galore.
Yeah, dude.
All right, you want to get into the interleague matchups?
Yeah, the lone interleague matchup. Brewers and Royals. We declared the Royals dead, and kind of rightfully so. However, it's a quick 2-gamer, and the Royals take down the law firm that is Woodruff and Burns as they win the series by a combined score of 8-4.
Wow.
So Danny Duffy goes to the IL, though, forearm flexor strain. Not ideal for the Royals and teams looking to trade for a pitcher because he was probably going to be on the move. Hopefully he comes back healthy, but on the season, he's got a 1.94 ERA, and the forearm flexor strains are kind of scary. Sometimes they can be code for Tommy John incoming. So, but that's it for the interleague. The Royals sweep the Brewers early week in a 2-game series. They take down Woodruff and Burns. Good for the Royals. They still stink, but good for the Royals.
Talk about boring baseball team. The Royals just fell off hard,
which is sad. Yeah,
Brett's still salty about that.
Yeah, it stinks that they're boring to watch because they got their guy Whit Merrifield, 3-hit Whit. The dude just hits 300. Jorge Soler can drop nukes.
Benintendi's been good.
Benintendi's a good ball player. Salvi Perez is always fun.
They've got the pieces. It just doesn't.
They got Carlos Santana there on a 2-year deal.
They're pitching. If they could solidify an ace,
which was Danny Duffy this year, but he's hurt now. but everybody outside of him, I don't think was good. Like I think
like,
Brad Keller had like a 6 ERA.
Yeah.
Like Brady Singer
Brady
was
Singer
not good.
hasn't been good.
No.
Like you
No,
said,
so-
Alex, the A's, I feel like they're just kind of a boring team to watch sometimes, honestly.
Yeah. And it's
Except for when it's, what was it,
2015.
2015 in a college dorm room, and
Yeah.
young Brett is 16 beers deep watching his Mets lose a World Series.
Yeah, nothing like it. So the
Last-
most
And-
relevant team in baseball.
You know what's funny though, Brett? Like you mentioned, and we all just kind of mentioned that they're boring to watch. That World Series, like when they won the World Series in Game 5, that was, I think, in the 25 years I've been alive and can remember World Series wins, that was the most like anticlimactic World Series victory I've ever seen. Like it was.
The Royals were so good in that season too. Man.
It looked like they didn't know how to celebrate a win. Like it was a called third strike. I remember. I forget. I think like maybe Wade Davis was on the hill. It was a called third strike, and it looked like everybody paused and they like didn't know that it was a third strike to end the game. And they won the World Series, and then they started celebrating. It was.
Maybe that's where the Mets, got their routine of practicing winning.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know if you saw that at
They probably. Yeah, I did. I remember that in spring training.
Their World Series celebrations in spring training.
And you got to think,
you gotta love it.
The Mets didn't know how to celebrate either. So would have been a bad celebration.
Yeah, exactly.
Too soon.
No, that's but I mean that's it for Interleague there. That's short.
Yeah. You want to hop into the late?
You want to tell us about the late week American League series?
Yeah, I'll jump right in. Our Yanks versus the White Sox. Potential ALCS matchup here. Who knows? Right now, it looks like at least this matchup's going to go to the Yanks as they take the first two. They get dominant performances by Monty and Cole. Gleyber comes through, being as clutch can be. He has a clutch go-ahead home run, I think it was in the 7th, and later on walks it off with a single in the 9th. Game 2, Yanks bats stay hot, Gleyber stays hot. They put up 7 to take the first 2 of this one. Game 3 will be played today. 105, tune in. I know I will be listening on the golf course. Gleyber, 5 for 8 in the series, 6 RBIs, 3 runs, and a homer. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That man's hot. Monty threw a gem, 7 innings pitched. He had 11 Ks, only gave up 4 hits. We'll get more into that. We're going to do a little Yankees segment later. But, yeah, Yanks take the first 2 looking for the sweep today. I love watching it.
I think – actually, I'll talk about this afterwards. Go ahead.
All right, next series we're going to get into is Rays versus Jays. Rays are arguably the hottest team in baseball right now, and they stay hot. Winning the first 2 of this series. Game 1 was a thriller as we see free baseball here. Francisco Mejia pimps a 12th inning salami to win it 9-7. In Game 2 goes the Rays on a late clutch knock by Manny Margot, as well as the wild pitch scoring Taylor Wall as a new shortstop as the Rays get rid of Willie Adames, sending him to Milwaukee, allowing the Rays to win this one 3-1. Game 3 of the series today, 107. Series concludes. Tune into that one. Should be a good one. 2 teams battling in the East again. Next one we'll hop into is Battle of the AL Central. 2 kind of weird teams this year. Like, are the Indians good? Are they bad? Are the Twins good? Are they bad? No, the Twins are terrible.
Yeah.
But the first game looked good for them. They tacked on 10 runs in this one, putting up 6 earned against Tristan McKenzie. In just 3 1/3, Twins mash and Randy Dobnak shines, going 6 strong, striking out 5 and giving up only 3 hits. Game 2 took a different course, however, as the Indians walk it off on a Cesar Hernandez home run in the 10th. Series is split with Game 3 to be played today at 1:10. So tune in if you're a fan of mediocre, weird baseball, or if you're a fan of the Indians or the Twins. We'll go into a Central matchup here. Game 1 of this AL Central matchup goes to the Tigers. Miggy Cabrera still doing it. Slugs 2 home runs, including a grand slam in the effort. His 490th and 491st on his career, pushing him that much closer to 500. He drives in 5 as the Tigers win at 7-5 in Game 1. They flip the switch gets flipped in Game 2 as the Royals take it 7-5 themselves, thanks to Benintendi's 3 RBI game. Series is split at 1 apiece here, and the final game to be played at 2:10. Again, the Royals doing weird things, dropping, the first game Miggy Cabrera racks 5 RBIs against them. No idea what's going on there. Next we'll hop into is the Astros versus Rangers, or should we say Astros versus Adolis Garcia, because he has been doing it all.
Yeah.
Astros got the first 2 games of this series, shockingly, as the Yankees fans all around are smiling. I know I am. Game 1 goes to the Rangers 7-5 as Adolis Garcia continues to mash baseballs and walks it off with a 3-run moonshot. Game 2, the Rangers have a long list of players that continue to mash, and that man Adolis is at the top of the list. He adds 2 home runs, his 13th and 14th on the year, to help the Rangers win it 8-4. Game 3 today at 2:35. Tune in for that AL West matchup. And I'll give you some of Adolis' numbers after we finish this segment, but that man's been raking. Angels versus A's, another Western battle here. The A's take the first 2 of the series, as well as take 2 in the Western Division, winning Game 1 by smashing 4 home runs between Canna, Pinder, Laureano, and Jed Lowry. Game 2, Chris Bassett tosses a good one, going 7.2, allowing only 2 earned on 5 hits, striking out 8. Bats stay hot as the A's homer 3 more times in this one and win it 6-2. Game 3 of that series is 4:07 today, so tune in. Maybe the A's will sweep that one. We don't know. We'll see. Anything that pointed out to you guys on that one? A couple good games there.
Yeah, I wanted actually. This was kind of funny. You talked about the Yanks in the first one. I said I'd wait till afterwards. So yesterday, I was talking with one of my buddies, and the Yankees just don't like, if they win the first 2 games of the series recently, they just don't care about Game 3. It seems like. So we were joking, and my one friend, he texted me. He goes, "You ready for the classic? We already won the first 2 of this series. Let's absolutely just like crap the bed tomorrow, rest everyone." He's like, "Do you think it's a punt game?" And I said, that's actually funny you said that, because I texted my brother this exact message. I said, the White Sox came into this series with the best record in the AL, and we took the series today. Hopefully we sweep, but with an off day Monday, I'm sure Boone will throw you and I out there and not care. And then I gave him my projected lineup. And I know Keuchel's on the bump today. He's left-handed, so this was never going to be the lineup. But with the way the Yankees are, I put DJ LeMahieu at third base leading off, Gardy in center field, Gary at DH, Glaber at short, Rugi at second, Frazier in right, Ford at first, Miggy in left, and Higgy behind the dish. That was like my anticipated, like, the Yankees won the first 2 games, whatever. And I just looked at the lineup now. LeMahieu at second, Voit at first, Judge DH, Urshela at third, Glaber at short, Gary behind the dish, and then 7 through 9 left, right, and center, Miggy, Clint, and Gardy. So an actual lineup that they're putting out there.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad lineup. No. I'm fine with that. The only thing I would say is that I think we have Jameson Taillon on the mound. Yeah. And he's been pretty much as good as having Timmy Jimmy from South Park on the mound. So.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, I mean, Adolis Garcia is nasty with the Rangers.
And if you guys don't know who he is, he's one of the guys that the Cardinals somehow shipped away.
They shipped him, I think, and then I think the Rangers designated him for assignment after coming out of the spring, and then they had to pick somebody up. They picked him back up, and now he's just not going away.
But it's like the Cardinals are notorious for that. Like Randy Rosarena, Luke Voit, Adolis Garcia. 3 dudes who are absolutely mashing baseballs, have been the past.
Yeah,
Luke literally led the league in home runs last year.
And some say that Randy Rosarena is the best ever.
Yeah.
So.
Right, Rays fans.
The Cardinals. That's.
But yeah, let me give you his numbers real quick on the series. And Texas has taken the first 2 games. They could sweep the Stros here. So Adolis Garcia 4 for 10 on the series, 400 batting average. He scored 3 runs himself, 7 RBIs in 2 games, 3 home runs there. I think he's tied for the league lead in home runs, or he has 14. I know that. I think Ohtani has at least 13.
I think Ohtani has 14 or 15. I'll check.
But still, like a guy that kind of came out of nowhere and now he's mashing. I know he hit a moonshot off of Cole in the Yankees Rangers series, and I was like, wow, that boy can hit. So he's something to watch out for. Home
runs right now. Sorry to cut you off. We got Acuna with 15. Garcia and Shohei tied at second with 14. Mitch Haniger and Vladdy tied for 4th or 3rd, really, with 13.
So, yeah, watch out for Adolis Garcia. And one thing I wanted to touch on there was like I'm kind of upset that the Angels stink. I don't know about you guys. Like they're a fun team to watch. Like
I hate the Angels. Hate them.
I hated them. Talent. I hated them when they were good in like the early 2000s and stuff.
I just hate them because they waste talent.
I know.
Like you're pissing away Jared Walsh, you're pissing away Shohei Ohtani, you're pissing away Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon.
Right. Get those guys in the playoffs. Those are guys that can absolutely like change a series. Yeah.
Their lineup.
Talk about viewership. You get Mike Trout in the playoffs, and you're gonna have every person in America, every person in the world watching.
Yeah, but they'll never do it. I mean, the A's and the Astros are good. Two teams are going to come out of that division. At least two are coming out of the East.
Maybe Cavs driving him 5, and he is 9 home runs away from 500.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
We're about one of the best right-handed hitters in history, like we did the last episode. I think it was.
Well, I think he's top 2. He's just not number 1 because Albert Pujols is number 1.
Yeah, no doubt.
Biggie's number 2. But I'm telling you, 2012 again, dude. The Giants are going to beat the Tigers in the World Series, or that was 2010, whatever year it was. Right. Miggy's going to win Triple Crown. Like, it's crazy, dude. All these old dudes, like, they're coming alive. I love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that does it for the AL. A bunch of good matches there. Like I said, tune in. I think there's a bunch of third games of the series played today. So if you guys are checking out those series, tune in for some good ones today. Alex,
and we'll
play with the NL.
Yeah, the NL. Okay, we got NL here. We got the Pirates and the Braves. We'll start off with the Braves dropped game 1 in 10 innings. Or no, maybe that was a different one. Because didn't they put up 20 or something like that? Either way. Or no, they did lose one, but then they scored 20 at another point. They won yesterday 6-1. Good for the Braves. You know, they're beating the teams that they're supposed to. They did score 20 runs on Friday night. I think I wrote that Friday afternoon. So they dropped game 1 in 10 innings, put up 20 game 2. Game 3 they won. Game 4 is today, featuring JT Brubaker and Max Fried. And Fried left his last start with hand cramps, so something to keep an eye on. That first pitch is at 120. Brewers-Reds, or should I say the Brewers versus Jesse Winker. The Reds take game 1 in the series 9-4 thanks to Jesse Winker hitting 3 bombs and going for 4 for 4 at the dish. Game 2, the Brewers came back and won 4-3 thanks to Daniel Robertson's first homer in more than 2 years. Rubber game today is at 110 between Freddie Peralta and the surprisingly bad Luis Castillo. Mets versus Marlins. The Marlins lose game 1 in extras 6-5, but game 2 they debuted their new City Connect uniforms, which I think are pretty dope. So they rode that power of the uniforms to a 3-1 win thanks to a walk-off 2-run bomb by former Yankee Garrett Cooper. Game 3 is today at 110, features Cody Poteet, and the Mets just announced Jordan Yamamoto is pitching for them.
He got called up? Or?
Yeah, he's pitching for them today. Cubs Cardinals.
Big fan of Yamamoto. I think he was.
Yeah, he was good. This could be a redemption game for him. Yeah, Marlins got rid of him. Cubs Cardinals. The Cubs beat up on the Cards in game 1, winning 12-3. They put up 8 runs in the 8th inning. Ian Happ had 2 hits in the 8th inning. Not 2 hits on the game. He had 2 hits in the same inning. Kyle Hendricks delivers a quality start. Game 2, Cards win 2-1. Adbert Alzolay throws 7 innings, so he's been shoving as of late. Gives up 2 earned because Yachty took him deep in the 7th to separate the game, get the win. Miles Michaelis makes his first start of the year, literally coming off of the IL just to go back on it. He left with forearm tightness. That's not good. Game 3 is Sunday Night Baseball tonight on ESPN, 7 p.m., featuring the forever young Adam Wainwright versus Zach Davies. The D-backs and the Rockies. Both of these teams stink. Nobody really cares. The Rockies won game 1 7-1, won game 2 7-6. Game 3 today is 3:10 p.m. Taylor Widener and John Gray, and I don't know why I'm telling anybody about this because nobody's going to watch. The Dodgers and the Giants. This is my series to watch this weekend, whatever. Series of the weekend featured Bauer striking out 11 in 6.1 innings, doing his usual Bauer stuff with the antics and everything. Don't hate that. Giving the Dodgers 2-1 win. Again, as we talked about, is it I think I got Green Day playing in the background. It's 2008 all over again. Saturday had Scott Kazmir making the start for the Giants, his first Major League Baseball start in over 1,700 days. But Max Muncy didn't care. He went yard. Dodgers win 6-3. Game 3 today is 4:05 between Julio Urias and Anthony DeSclafani. Should be a good matchup. And that'll do it for the NL, but that's my series to watch for is Dodgers Giants. See how that finishes up.
It's definitely not a phase, Mom. It's weird stuff going on with all these old guys. Like
Literally.
Posey's nasty, Longoria's nasty. Again, Scott Kazmir starting a game. Like what? Will the Giants win the World Series this year? Maybe.
Who knows? I mean, Scott Kazmir got the loss. Okay, that's whatever. I think he did. Maybe he didn't because he went 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts.
But that guy hasn't thrown since my 3rd birthday. So
yeah, he literally did. He just did not play 2018 or 2019.
Right.
Like didn't retire. He just didn't have any interest in playing.
At this rate, Tim Lincecum might step out.
Dude, I saw a tweet yesterday that was like, what is going on in San Francisco? Or like, look who's back on the mound in San Francisco. So I thought, oh, Tim Lincecum came back or whatever. No, it's Scott Kazmir.
I guess A-Rod's going to step out of the booth and start DHing for the Yankees.
Dude, he might. Honestly, he might. And Tim Lincecum's going to win the Cy Young again. A-Rod will win the MVP. Miguel Cabrera is going to get.
Hurley's going to throw another perfect game.
Miguel Cabrera is going to hit.
Yeah, he did lose J-Lo. That's a hell of a loss.
Yeah, it's
a lot of weird stuff going on, but yeah, I'm excited for that Dodgers matchup. That should be good.
Other than that, I mean, the Marlins' new uniforms are pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're cool. I'm happy to see Marcus Stroman doing well this year.
Yeah, he's kind of under the radar good.
Yeah,
nobody really talks about him.
He's swaggy too, man. I love it. I love his energy, the way he dances around the mound, and he's swaggy, man.
Yeah, he is. And I'll talk about Jesse Winker in my little segment after we go through the interleague teams. Yeah. But yeah, it's that's pretty much it. There's nothing. The Braves put up 20. Oh yeah, people were making jokes because the Braves were up like 16-0 or something like that, and I think was it William Contreras or maybe it was, I don't remember who it was. It was some young guy for the Braves that I don't really know, and he hit a grand slam to make it funny. That. And then everybody was like somewhere like Tony La Russa is upset or like rolling around or whatever.
Someone tweeted like fuck your unwritten rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get your opinions on after the past 2 years. So the 3-0, swinging on 3-0. Like obviously, I feel like if you're throwing it over the plate, it's fair game, obviously. But people are getting really upset about it.
Yeah, I definitely. Well, I think we'll touch more on that. Let's run through interleague first, and then we'll.
And then we'll jump into that because I do have something. I have a White Sox friend who I texted him, and he sent me like a whole book on his reaction. So I want to read that.
Yeah. Let's breeze through the interleague, and then we'll spend some time on that because I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, interleague, a bunch of kind of boring series, like not really must-watch baseball at all. The O's versus Nats. Nationals take the first 2 of the series as Strauss makes his return to the diamond, giving up just 1 hit over 5.1 innings. Welcome back, Strauss. Always good to see him throwing. He gets help from his bats as the Nats win it 4-2. Bats seem to heat up even more in Game 2, coming back from a 5-run deficit here. Josh Harrison hits a grand slam in the 3rd, but puts the Nats back in the driver's seat. Nats add 4 more in the 4th and 3 in the 6th to take a 12-9 win over the O's, looking for a sweep today at 105. 2 teams that are kind of like not fun to watch at all. So we'll jump into the Red Sox versus Phillies. It's my next series. Sox take the first 2 games of this one, getting to Aaron Nola in Game 1 as they put up 5 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings off Phil's ace. Sox stay hot and win 11-3 as Devers and Vasquez driving 3 each. Game 2 was a closer one as a pair of solo shots in the 6th by the Red Sox, Bogarts and Danny Santana, giving the Sox a 4-1 lead, which they will hold on to win it 4-3 in the end. Game 3 is today at 105. Tune in to see if the Red Sox will sweep in that one. I think it's time for us to stop saying, are the Red Sox for real? Because it seems like they're definitely the real thing.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
They're only going to get better with Chris Sale coming back. So we got to deal with them. Hopefully that means a lot more of those good Yankees-Red Sox matchups. So I think next week we play them.
Yeah, we play Tampa Bay, and then we go Toronto, and then it's Boston or something.
Yeah. And then I'll follow up another terrible series here, Padres versus Mariners. Kind of know the outcomes there, but Padres' recent hot streak continues as they win it 16-1 in Game 1. Tatis hits his 50th home run already as a Pod in this one, and the bats go crazy, driving in 12 runs by the fifth inning. Paddock was lights out in this one, and the Padres won Game 1 easy. Game 2 was a little closer as a 5-run fifth for the Pods helped them win this one 6-4, giving them the best record in baseball at 29-17. Game 3 will be played today at 4:10. Tune into that one to see if the Pods will sweep and make it 10 in a row.
And,
anything there?
Well, I saw Tatis scored from first base yesterday on like a routine single or something like that. Because he was just hustling. I think he was planning on going first to third because the throw went through to home plate, but the ball got past the catcher and he just didn't stop.
He moves so sneaky, fast, and athletically. Like he's a freak, man.
And that's what I like, dude. I like that he's always hustling and like he just doesn't give up on plays.
Right.
That's
it's
what
like the reverse of Robbie Cano. Like, he used to watch Robbie Cano playing it. Oh, I want to be swaggy with that lefty swing, lazy, and make it look like natural and whatnot. With Tatis, you got kids now like, oh, I got to run my hardest all the time.
Yeah,
I got to move. I got to bust my ass to make every play. And
he's good for the game, 100%.
He definitely is.
Yeah.
But
other than that, though, I mean, the Red Sox, I think, at least for at one point this year, they were like leading the American League in hitting and stuff like that. Like their offense did it last year too. They just stunk.
I feel like they just always find a way to put runs on the board. Like
their offense mashes.
Their like Devers, Martinez, and Bogarts are just filthy, and then they have guys around them who are just pesky. Like
Bogarts is a top 5 shortstop in the league.
Easily,
maybe even top 3.
Right, I was going to say I'd argue top.
Like 3. I think he's better than Carlos Correa right now.
Yeah,
and Correa would be the only other person that I would, you could argue like, and with way Lindor's playing this year, you could maybe bump him down. But I think it'd be like Lindor, Story, and Corey Seager, obviously Xander Bogaerts. But no, is it the Alex Cora effect? I mean, like they were terrible last year.
They got their guy back, man.
Yeah, it's
Cora knows what he's doing, and he I'll tell you one thing. I mean, put the cheating scandal in the past. The players love to play for Alex Cora, man. There's something down there in Boston that they love playing for that guy. They won a World Series behind him. Clearly he's their guy. So it's kind of good. I mean, as much as I hate the Sox, hate the fans more than I hate the team, but
I like a lot of the guys on the team.
I think it's good for baseball again that the Yanks and the Sox are both good.
Yeah, I agree. But no, I think that's it. I mean, back to what
you want to get into some of the topics?
Yeah, what Brett said, like the opinions on the 3-0 stuff. So I reached out to a kid I went to high school with, and he's a big White Sox fan, has been ever since I've known him. So I asked him his opinion, and this is what he texted me. He goes, "Oh man," he's like, "First off, I don't even think Tony La Russa should be managing the team at all. He had no idea about extra inning rules, but he sure knows a lot about unwritten rules. He's a fool. The Twins essentially quit by putting a position player on the mound. That's waving the white flag. La Russa saying next time he'd use 3 pitchers just to stab at the ball is embarrassing too. The whole thing is how you don't defend your guy is insane. Yerman's a 28-year-old rookie. Every stat matters because he should and will get paid because of it. I don't understand the difference between swinging 3-0 and swinging 3-1. If you don't want that to happen, throw competitive strikes and put a real pitcher out there. He's throwing 47 miles per hour. This is Major League Baseball, not Little League. He also didn't even showboat around the bases. He hit the homer, put his head down, rounded the bases, went back to the dugout, and then that was it. And I was like, dude, you're spot on. I mean,
yeah, no doubt.
The point for me was the Twins putting La Tortuga on the bump. Like, that's literally them waving the white flag. It's over.
At that point.
They're at the point where they're not throwing pitchers because they want to save arms. Like they gave up.
Plus, it's like at that point, it's like, all right, it's a home run. Does it change the course of the game at all? They're down by what, 15 at the time?
Yeah.
Dude, just like 3 weeks ago, Rizzo struck out Freddie Freeman, and we were all laughing.
I brought that up to you. If Freddie Freeman takes him yard there, everybody's laughing.
They're both laughing at each other.
Exactly.
Like,
And the one thing that I pointed out to you early in the week, Alex, is did we not learn from Jace Tingler last year?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say too. Like the grand slam by Tatis and everything.
He didn't back his team up, and look what happened. Like,
dude, Tim Anderson. I mean, it was simple, but he put it best. Like the game wasn't over.
No, exactly.
What am I supposed to roll over and die?
Right.
How many times do
weirder things have happened in baseball?
Exactly.
Than that comeback.
And how many times are we always getting told when we would play, or like in college, same thing for me, or just in general, you talk to guys that play competitively, when managers and coaches are like, step on their throats, like put them away. Because once you get a lead and you get comfortable, that's when things go bad.
And I mean, Brett can relate too. You play baseball pretty much your whole life too, Brett. We learn at a young age. There's no shot clock in baseball. You play until the last out is made. Yeah, that game ain't over.
Which is why
you could run out of clock. Football, you could run out of clock. Baseball, you play till that last out is made.
That's what I saw.
That's going to be a strikeout for you. Like,
exactly.
If I take that ball, next one I ground out, man, I'm out.
That goes against your batting average, goes against your stats on the year. Doesn't make that big of a difference now, but I mean.
I saw this. I think this
job.
is a good perspective to put it in. Jared Carabas said this. Imagine you're up by 20 strokes at the PGA Championship, and then you made a birdie on 18, so it was commonplace for your opponent to throw golf balls at you.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I hit a birdie on 18 when I was already beating you by 20 strokes.
Right.
Like, the dude threw 47 miles per hour right down the middle, like, swing at it. And then, like, with the homer with Tatis, like, I mean, baseball is a game, like you said, no shot clock or anything. And if you get comfortable, that's when bad things happen, because you get comfortable, you get on your heels, you start making errors. Teams put the ball in play, make you make plays when you're hanging out. Oh, we're up 16. I don't care. Like, we're good. That's when guys might be trying to hit the ball over the fence. So guys are K'ing. And then, one thing leads to another in the field. And next thing you know, you're only up by, you're up 16. Now you're up 8 and you still got 3 innings left to play. It's stupid. Yeah. I think it's dumb. I don't think there's any, like, Lance Lynn also said it. Once there's a position player on the mound, all bets are off.
Right. I also saw that Tim Anderson, TA7, tweeted at, not at Yermin, but kind of subtweeted and said, "We got your back."
Yeah, which is, I mean, good for the White Sox playing as well as they are, because they're literally playing in spite of their manager.
I mean, it's one of the best teams in baseball. Come on, Tony, be better.
I mean,
I know he's old school, but be better. And if I'm the White Sox front office, maybe I'm looking to see if there's a better fit.
Dude, I mean, and one thing that my friend Eric said to me as well, the White Sox fan, he mentions how the front office wasn't even the ones that, like, wanted La Russa. It was the owner, and it was basically like hiring him out of regret for firing him back in the 70s when they were good and they could have won a World Series with him. Like, dude, I saw something that was like, no current MLB player was even born when Tony La Russa made his first made his first game managing, or managed his first game. And I saw something that was like other notable managers when La Russa first started. It was like Joe Torre managing the Mets. Like Dusty Baker was somewhere else. Now, I don't even know if Dusty Baker was on there, but like you had guys like that, like Billy Martin was managing the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, it was crazy. And then I saw things, saw something that was like
in today's era. You can't
I saw
running a team.
I saw something too that Talking Jake made a comment about something. I want to see if I can find it. Let's see. He said something that was like, here we go. Tony La Russa managed so many guys that he's only known as managers. So this was Tony La Russa's first game managing versus the Yankees was August 7th, 1979. Okay. And listen to this Yankees lineup: Willie Randolph, Bobby Mercer, Reggie Jackson, Lou Piniella, Chris Chambliss, Greg Nettles, Roy White, Jerry Narron, and Bucky Dent. Willie Randolph, Lou Piniella, Greg Nettles, Chris Chambliss, Reggie Jackson.
There's some Hall of Famers in there.
Yeah, but those are guys that, like, Willie Randolph managed the Mets. He was a bench coach for the Yankees. Greg Nettles coached in the league. Chris Chambliss coached in the league. Like, these are guys that, like Jake said, that he's only ever known as managers. Lou Piniella.
That's funny.
Like, That's how he's just been around for too long.
Yeah.
But
I just don't think there's any room in baseball for a guy who's not going to back his team, regardless.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see what else. What else we got? Should we just briefly go over the injuries real quick?
I mean, we touched on like the no-nos. I'll point it out again for the Kluber one because it was the first since '99 since David Cohn threw it, so that was amazing to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for you, Klub. Before we touch on those injuries, I just want to say, I sent this to you via Instagram, Alex, but it was the Felipe Vasquez. I don't know if you remember him, right? He was a Pirates closer a couple years back.
Yeah, he was an all-star as recent as 2018.
He was accused of sexual assault and pornographical images of minors or something like that.
Yeah, and he had a relationship in 2019 or 2018 with like a 13-year-old that he admitted to.
So he was recently found guilty of sexual assault and incident assault on a minor, and sexual abuse of children. So that dude's a scumbag. He's the scum of the earth. I'm glad he'll never see a baseball diamond again. He should rot in jail.
Yeah, I agree. Glad that he was found guilty.
As our listeners know, we've talked about the Domingo Germán incident and many other in our past episodes, but yeah, there's no room in baseball, and we don't stand that shit as a podcast. So I'm happy to see him rotting.
No, I mean, I got my I'm wearing a shirt that says "Women belong in sports."
Oh yeah,
there you go. Love it. And your girlfriend, who's a previous collegiate athlete, so it's great that you stand for it. It's great that we stand for it.
Yeah, there's no place for that.
I grew up watching my sisters play sports, so we firmly love our ladies out there. You guys keep rocking and rolling, man.
That's what I'm glad that everything with that. If I'm being honest though, completely forgot he existed. Felipe Vasquez.
I know.
Completely forgot.
We both were like, wait, this guy, we remember.
Literally forgot he existed. So
and the guy had all the talent in the world on the baseball field. And
like I said, he was in 2018, he was an all-star, I think.
Yeah, he was throwing 101 mile per hour.
Had him on my fantasy team when I won the championship one year. So let's see. So we got injuries here. Yeah. We got Hicks tore the sheath ligament or something like that in his wrist. Teixeira did that as well with the Yanks. So Hicks is going to get surgery. He's probably going to be done for the year. Franmil Reyes left abdominal strain. Don't like to see that because he mashes baseballs. Danny Duffy, we talked about earlier, forearm flexor strain. That's not good. Mike Trout, bad for baseball, strained calf. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Carson Kelly has a toe injury, and I only mention him. Most people might not know who he is. I mention him because he's like a top 3 catcher at this point in time, like right this second.
So underrated. It's underrated.
Offensively, I think he like leads catchers in average and OPS or something like that before he got hurt. But he's expected to return after the 10 days is up. Sticking with the D-backs, Zach Gallen's playing catch again, so that's a good sign. He hopefully should be back sooner rather than later. And again, being back soon with the NL West, Cody Bellinger could return within the next week.
Big Belly guys here.
Yeah, we love Belly.
We both got our jerseys, me and Alex.
Yeah, you got it, and then I saw it and I got it.
Yeah. Like
and
father,
then,
like son.
Yeah, and then sad news for the Blue Jays, Kevin Biggio is on the 10-day IL with a cervical spine ligament sprain, which is fancy for saying that he has a sprained ligament in his neck. And since it's the 10-day IL, I talked to my girlfriend. She's a physical therapist here. So she mentioned that it might not be that bad if he's only on the 10-day, but we'll see if it gets worse because that could be something that could play a big role and really be harmful for you. So
I know like 95% of the Mets roster is hurt as well.
Yeah. I think you got to give it to the Mets just a little bit for their bench is stepping up. And I feel like you said, when Pilar got hit, they're just kind of rallying around right now and just kind of floating above the surface until we get our rotation back. I mean,
let's see. We got the Mets.
Perfectly said, because it seems like the Mets are still finding ways to win.
Well, they're 21-18. They're 2.5 game lead over the Braves for first place, and the Braves are under 500. But like they're doing that. Like DeGrom hasn't pitched. They still don't have Syndergaard.
No Syndergaard.
Francisco Lindor is doing about as well as I would do at a Major League Baseball, like at the dish. I mean,
massive salary to
That can't last. I mean, it's Lindor. He's not gonna.
I mean, I like the hair. I like the swag, but come on, Frankie.
He's not gonna stink forever. It's got to even out. Law of averages. Like he has to be good.
Rough watching it.
He's on my fantasy team. He's my starting shortstop, dude. He's got
on him to get a hit almost every game, and then for 10 straight games, I think.
He was like 0 for 26, and then he started coming alive, and he still is hitting below 200.
Yeah. And Lindor, I mean, I know it's a long shot. If you ever listen to this, start him, man. Let Brett win his bets and stuff.
Get an extra couple bucks.
It's fun baseball when he's hot, and the Mets spent way too much money on him to not be good.
Yeah. So, and now, I mean, quick, I can run through the analysis I got here. I did this last week. Yeah, we posted it. So what I do here is I just give you 5 players that are available in 45% or more of ESPN leagues, because I play fantasy baseball through ESPN. So I just like to look at all that stuff, play GM and everything. And then I give 3 guys to keep your eye on. These 5 players this week, I got 3 position players and 2 pitchers. So first guy I have is Josh Harrison. It's a pretty household name, at least to us big-time baseball fans. Randy mentioned earlier that he had a grand slam yesterday. He's always been decent, but starting second baseman for the Nats is having a great year this year. As of right now, he's slashing this was actually as of Friday. He's slashing 298, 370, 421 with an OPS of 792 and an OPS of 123. So the Major League average for OPS this season is 706. So he's above that by almost 100 points. And the OPS plus is 100 league average. So he's 23 percentage points higher than the average Major League Baseball hitter. Over the last 7 days, again, this was Friday, so this has only gotten better. Over the last 7 days, he's had 20 ABs, 7 hits, 2 doubles, slashing 350, 409, 450 with an OPS of 859. He's sporting career highs in BABIP, which again is batting average on balls in play, of 327. So every time he puts the ball in play, he gets a hit 32.7% of time. Weighted runs created plus is a career high. That's 120. League average is 100. And he's got a career high walk percentage at 7.4%. He's available in 69.2% of leagues. So that might be somebody to look into. Freddie Galvis is another one. Could be on the move in the next couple of months to a contender because the O's are terrible. Currently, he has 6 homers, 7 doubles, 16 ribbies, slashing 260, 331, 472 with an OPS of 803. So a low batting average, lowish, but good OPS, good power numbers. OPS plus is decent as well. Career high and weighted runs created plus at 124. His BABIP's 290 despite a 260 average. So when he puts the ball in play, he's getting hits most of the time. Could be on the move sooner rather than later. We'll see where he goes. He's good. He's a good guy to have to strengthen your depth in fantasy. So if you're starting second baseman or shortstop has a day off or is hurt, he might be somebody to pick up. He's available in almost 85% of leagues. The Red Sox we mentioned have been hitting. So the next guy I have is Kike Hernandez. He's no exception to their offense, slashing 256, 307, 450, 757 OPS, which is above league average. 5 homers, 12 ribbies. He was hurt for a while, but over the last 7 days, he had a slash line of 375, 375, 625, and a 1 dot OPS, which is stud level. I mean, Mike Trout has a 1 dot OPS on the season. JD Martinez, same thing. His BABIP's a career high 298. But his weighted runs created plus is 106. 37.4% hard hit percentage is nothing to really scoff at. I mean, that's good. He's available in 66.8% of leagues, and he can play both second base and outfield. So that's dual threat right there. Now the 2 pitchers I have on here, we talk a lot about the Giants this episode. Johnny Cueto, he's hurt for a while, hasn't been disappointing, while he's been on the mound. 32 and a third innings pitched this year, 3.34 ERA, a 1.24 WHIP, just below average because I believe average is 1.26. His FIP is 2.9. The league average is 4.01. Despite having a below average ERA plus over the last 7 days, Cueto's thrown 9.1 innings, 6 Ks, 1 walk to a 2.89 ERA. He does give up hits. He's not going to overpower guys anymore, but he focuses on keeping them off balance. We see him do the shimmy and stuff like that, the Cueto shimmy. Kind of old school. He's available in 65.5% of leagues. The last guy I have here is John Gant. He's thrown 39 and 2/3 innings, 32 Ks, 28 walks, which is a bit high, and his WHIP is above average at 1.56. But he doesn't give up many runs. His ERA is at 2.04. ERA plus is 1.86. League average is 100. He's also given up 1 homer in almost 40 innings this year. That's pretty impressive in a game where everybody's hitting homers nowadays. 9 total earned runs on the year in almost 40 innings. Pretty solid year so far for Gant. The Cardinals are hot, and they're not going to go anywhere either, so I would expect to see him, stay this way. He's available in 85.2% of leagues. So those are the 5 guys I have just for people to go out, check them out, go get them, especially if you're in a deeper league.
A lot of good underrated names there.
Yeah, I mean, some older guys too. Cueto, Hernandez has been around for a while.
Been in the league for a while.
Yeah, Galvis and Harrison, but I mean, Harrison's on fire right now.
Galvis plays a hell of a shortstop too. So.
Exactly, he could be middle infield help for some contender somewhere. Right. And now the 3 guys to keep our eyes on. I mean, Randy, I know you know about these 3 guys. We talk about Jesse Winker all the time on this podcast. We love Jesse Winker. He's number 1 on here. I mean, if you're a common fan or maybe you just don't watch the Reds, you might not know him, but he flat out rakes. He's currently slashing, and again, this was as of Friday, currently slashing 356, 416, 664 with a 1. OPS, a 1.081, and a 179 OPS plus. Those are he's career high in average, slugging, and OPS.
He's got double-digit home runs too, right?
Yeah, he's got like 14.
Yeah.
Or something like that, or he's close to 14. He's got at least 12.
Yeah.
Or no, actually here, I have it right here. As of Friday, so Friday afternoon, so this, I think he has 14 now because he hit 3 on Friday night. He had 11 homers and 26 RBIs. And now he hit 3 homers the other day, 3 solo shots, so he has at least 14 homers and at least 29 ribbies. His BABIP is 394, so the dude's, whenever he hits the ball in play, he's almost 40% of the time he's getting a hit. And more than half the time he makes contact, he hits it hard. So 53% of the time he makes contact, he hits it hard. I said Jesse Winker's a stud. Go buy his jersey. I mean, and then speaking of studs too, Dylan Cease. I mean, it's bad timing because the Yankees just beat him, but he's absolutely carving this year. Drafted by the Cubs, had Tommy John surgery right after signing, and struggled with command for a while. The White Sox, he was traded to the White Sox from the Cubs in that Jose Quintana deal. I bet the Cubs are kicking themselves right now because he's 25-year-old's currently sporting a 3.18 ERA through 45 in a 3rd innings pitched with 56 punchies. So averaging well over a strikeout an inning. To go along with the stats.
Sorry to cut you off.
No,
I think
good.
this ceased that the White Sox thought they were getting last year.
Absolutely.
He's been everything that they advertised him to be this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's only been in the league 3 years, so this small sample size for the hard hit percentage, but it's at a career low right now, 34.2%. So he doesn't give up a lot of hard hits. Yeah. His batting average against is 210. He's got a 3.26 FIP. Again, the league average for FIP is 4.1. A 1.3 WHIP, so it's just above league average, but he's got 11. He averages just over 11 Ks per 9, has a 1.31 ERA plus, so he's 31 percentage points better than your average pitcher. He's a stud. He fits in well with the White Sox pitching core. Definitely somebody to pay attention to. And then you touched on this guy, Randy, Taylor Walls. The Rays just called him up because they traded Adames. So May 21st, right after they traded Adames to the Brewers, they called him up. It's confusing to me and you and a lot of other people because we thought maybe Wander Franco was going to be on the call up because he's the number 1 overall prospect. But this kid's no slouch. I mean, he gets the call. He was a 3rd-round pick in 2017 for the Rays out of Florida State. This season, slashing 327, 468, 490 with a 958 OPS in the minors. His career, he hit 279 in the minors with a 786 OPS, so he's pretty solid. He can play shortstop and second. And if Franco keeps it up in AAA, they could both be on the field up the middle for the Rays in the next coming weeks. So when Franco gets called up, he'll be on that list too. Yeah. But that's everybody that I had. A lot of numbers thrown out there, but if you watch the first episode, the first analysis, I mentioned what they all stand for. So, but
yeah, a lot of good stuff there, Alex.
Yeah.
I personally don't play fantasy baseball, but I know some of our followers and listeners out there do. So a lot of good advice there. A lot of, like I said, underrated guys. So going
Yeah,
in
just
leagues,
guys, just if you're a baseball fan, like just watch Jesse Winker. Like pay attention to him. Pay attention to Dylan Cease. Like these are guys that you should know for the next 5-10 years.
And what better way to wrap up this episode than with a little quick Yankees talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Our listeners, you guys already know what it is. We do our Yankees segment. I know Mets fans sitting over here. He's like, no, let's talk about the Mets. No, we're going to talk about the Yanks. They're hot as hell. Our starters in the last 4, Kluber, 9 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned. He threw his 9 Ks there. Herman, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 0 earned, 0 walks, 5 Ks. That was the final game of the Rangers series. Monty, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned, 0 walks, 11 Ks. Cole, oddly having the worst outing out of the 4 that we're talking about. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned, 3 walks, 7 Ks.
And to go off of –
you can't do better than that.
No, to go off of that, that's the 4 straight starts of 7 innings pitched and 0 runs. Second time in Yankees history. The first time they did that was 1932.
Wow.
So we got the injury bug. Stanton with the quad. He should be coming back. I think they said he wants to come back after the 10 days.
Yeah.
Hicks, we mentioned, is done for the year, most likely. That stinks.
And then I guess Quick came back.
He's in the lineup. I honestly think that he didn't have much of an injury. I just think that
he needed a couple mental days.
Yeah, they were benching him.
Right. And Andujar's been playing well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm fine with him in left field. I'm fine with that.
Sevy's return mean for Tyone? I mean, Tyone's got to get it together.
I think if Tyone doesn't figure it out by July, could very well see us shipping him at the trade deadline.
Shipping him or moving him to the bullpen or something.
Yeah. But Sevy comes watching his last outing against, I think it was the Rangers.
It was.
Like, dude, so much hard contact against him. Even his outs, man, everyone's just piecing him. He's leaving fastballs up. He needs to get it together because if Sevy comes back and Sevy's throwing well, he's not going to keep that job.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the Yankees won the game that he pitched against the Rangers, but like you said, he was getting hit hard. Yeah, and that's not a good sign because those balls will fall.
And I guess the last thing we'll touch there, because I mean, that he's been doing bad, Tyone, but the pitching's been holding up. So
yeah, absolutely.
We'll go into who would you like to see in center field because of the Hicks injury. He's most likely gone for the season. And if they went out and got someone, who should it be? If not, should they call up Estevan Florial, who's been absolutely raking in
AAA?
AAA.
Yeah, he just got
called. They just moved him up. Yeah,
like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
Yeah, I know in AA he had a handful of home runs in a short amount of games. He was absolutely mashing. They called him up. I would like I mentioned this to you. I would love them to love for them to go after a guy like David Peralta from the D-backs, like a guy who he's a 290 career hitter. You get from him what he gives you. Like he'll hit the ball hard. He's a good defensive center fielder. You know, you get your money's worth with him. And if Hicks is gone and Cashman's saying Florial isn't ready for the bigs, maybe this is the answer. I know another guy that you mentioned, Alex, was Delino DeShields.
Yeah, I saw that they might be interested in him.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, DeShields isn't bad. He's not a great offensive guy, but he can hold it down in center field. I mean, if Clint didn't stink, dude, like I believe is a center fielder by trade. I wouldn't put him out there because he scares me in right field and he stinks at the dish right now. But I don't know. It's crazy. I wouldn't mind Peralta. The D-backs aren't good, so it could be something. Yeah. But I mean, all these guys like the Cashman says are untouchable and loves, like Florial, Davey. Like these guys were untouchable in trades. Like we could have gotten some big name guys, but everybody was like, "Oh, we want Florial or we want Garcia," and Cashman's like, "No, you can't have them." Yet neither of them are doing anything.
He loves letting them rot in the farm system.
They're not doing anything for us.
And we call these guys up when they're 25, 26 years old. Like,
I know Florial's big issue was health. He's had a couple of injuries over his career, but
what are we going to do? Have Jason Dominguez rot down there till he's 25 for 8 years? Because we signed him when he was like 4.5 years old. Yeah,
we're gonna let Florial and Davey sit in the minors all the time, and we're gonna go out and trade for a guy like back when the Yankees had like Jason Nix and like Freddie Garcia.
Right.
Like,
might as well go trade for Jonesh V. Fargas from the Mets.
do something, dude. I mean, go get Fontana.
Yeah.
Put Fontana out in center field.
Right.
I don't give a shit.
Make the call. But yeah, Yanks fans, let us know. What do you think's going to happen with Tyone's with Sevy's return therefore, and what do you think's going to happen in center field?
We'll see.
That's episode 4 for you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Brett. It was great having you on.
Thanks for coming on, Brett.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hope you don't.
We could get into more Mets talk for you, but it's.
I think the Mets have
been
talking.
Yeah. We'll be tuning into the Yanks and Mets game 3 today. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So take it easy, guys. Be kind. Have a good one.
Yep.
Peace.
Can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken. You're so fake. Baby, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken. You're so fake.
I can fill you with real.